Hundreds of arrests across Russia in protests against Vladimir Putin's partial mobilization of reserve troops. Here in Moscow, there were several violent confrontations in Arbat Street, in the center of the city. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said under the decree, which was published on the Kremlin's website, around 300,000 reservists could be mobilized to support the war in Ukraine. Similar scenes of pushback in St. Petersburg, with police advancing into St. Isaac's Square in the center of the city. Local media reports suggest that protesters were surrounded by riot police within half an hour. Others were rounded up in Yekaterinburg. Elsewhere and in the far eastern region of Yakutia, an indoor stadium in the capital Yakutsk was turned into a collection center for draftees. I didn't expect it, says Pavel Sokolov. I went to kindergarten with my daughter and they gave it to me, the call-up paper, in the street. Others were visibly upset, including Dmitry Plashenko. He said, the most difficult thing is to say goodbye to the kids. Outside the stadium, a poster reads, "The fate of your motherland is in your hands." But the draftees the Associated Press spoke to don't sound convinced. Of course, I'm ready, says Mikhail Vinokurov, a draftee of Yakut origin, adding, I think it's not my war. It's probably the war of Russians and Ukrainians, not mine. Fox News reports that many Russians are also rushing to flee the country, paying huge prices to fly to countries that will take them.
Many of them are physically unfit, medically unfit, and I think emotionally and psychologically want no part of this thing.
Another much smaller rally against the draft took place in Novosibirsk. According to local reports, the man seen here, arguing with police, says, quote, "I don't want to die for Putin or for you." In his nightly address, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky switched to Russian to, as he put it, explain to Russians what is happening. He said protests against mobilization took place in the cities of Russia, albeit not massive, but they took place, and they take place. And this is an indicator. Not only in Moscow and St. Petersburg, we know the real mood in the regions of Russia.